So, my TED Talk is about igniting the last-minute magic. Before I start the TED Talk, I want to ask all of you a quick question. Have you ever had a time when you're supposed to do your work and you didn't just finish it? Can I show a raise of hands who procrastinates or delay things? All of you, right? It's okay to be a lazy bug, because I'm one too. And having this typical mindset, this is called procrastination. I am a professional procrastinator. I do things late until the very last minute. Now you might ask, what is procrastination exactly in a scientific view? Well, procrastination is a voluntary delay of some important task we intend to do, despite knowing that we'll suffer to get the results. For example, when I was doing my homework or I was finishing my summatives, I always suffer. Rather, I would look at WeChat, TikTok, chatting to my friends, doing something that is less suffering. Take an example of procrastination. Think of it as a little tick or a parasite that always bugs you. Let me give you some daily examples. For example, not throwing away your garbage every single day. And also, not drying your hair after shower. And even the worst, not changing your stinky socks every single day. Well, these are all daily examples of procrastination. Trust me, nobody can be so organized that they can follow this streak ongoing forever. It is nearly impossible to do that. Well then, if this little monster of procrastination always makes you feel lazy and let you postpone things or delay things, is there really a way we can avoid this problem? Can we try to not procrastinate? Well, according to 15 years I have lived in Mother Earth, I don't think this works well, because I am a clear answer to it, right? Unfortunately, it's a no. You don't believe it? Well, the University College psychologist Pierce Steele, PhD, reports that there are 80 to 95% of students in school procrastinate, and that is just in school. If it's in daily life, all of us would procrastinate. Well, if the God chooses us to procrastinate and be very lazy so much every single day, is this really a bad thing for us to do? Are there any good sides of procrastination? Well then, procrastination may not be a bad thing. Instead, this could be your body sending out a special signal to your brain that says, chill, bro, I need a break. And having this typical mindset, this is called purposely delaying. Jim Chamno, a professor of psychology in South Korea, argued that there are two types of procrastinators. One is passive procrastinators, and the second one is ineffective procrastinators. With the point of being purposely delaying being created, he have conducted two tests on passive procrastinator and non-procrastinators. He involved more than 230 college students to join this test. The test is about having a special task with a special deadline. And it turns out, actually, that the task of people who think they're non-procrastinator scored a lot lower than those who are passive procrastinators. Oh, you're shocked, isn't it? Well, I am too. And the secret magic or potion behind this is that passive procrastinators actually uses pressure to make them think. When you have the right amount of pressure you have, your brain will start to think in a deep thinking mode, meaning that you would think more and you will be more creative. Therefore, pressure is very important for you. If you think of non-procrastinators, they're mainly focusing on organizing, making these every single day, doing it all well organized. However, if you're a procrastinator, you would think more in the thinking part. Now you can see the difference between procrastination and non-procrastinators. Another thing that procrastination actually helps you is that it can unleash our creativity. Creativity is the most important thing in all human beings. If you're not creative, meaning that you're going to strictly follow the plan, and after this plan, you're not going to review, reflect, nor revise on this, it's going to be a bummer. I had one time when I was doing my project about a certain schoolwork, and it was when I was showing my creativity skills. At that time, I remember I have 3 sessions I need to do. And when I was doing it, I procrastinated the 2 sessions before. So I only did 40 to 50% of my work done. However, after when the teacher announces that I need to get done with my work today, my brain started to have a unique kind of pressure that comes in and creates the signal to me. Then there are voices appeared in my head saying, are you going to finish today? Can you be done? Or can I receive higher grades? Having this amount of pressure, I started to think. I plugged in my earphones and I went boom, boom, boom on my work. And actually, it turns out I got a higher point than other people since my creativity was very sophisticated and it was unique. And the teacher even shared my work, as usual, right? Procrastination isn't that at all, guys. Actually, it is all good for you to procrastinate because procrastination helps you step out of your comfort zone. This means, for example, as my humanities work, when I was doing my project, I stepped out of my comfort zone, getting the pressure in my brain to let me start thinking, and then I would do my work. And when you're already doing a lot of procrastination and making yourself think, your brain would really start moving for the pressure as the motivation that you have created by yourself. Another thing, please don't be ashamed if you're a procrastinator. It is totally fine for you to procrastinate because when we procrastinate, every time or every day, we start to delay things and therefore our brain can have a time to rest and chill. This means that you can have more time to relax before you do the work. And guys, if you ever had a time when you feel so tired and you're doing that too much, it's because your brain is not relaxed. If you relax your brain and procrastinate, you would have more time for you to relax and then get the right amount of energy you need. Now, this is a common mistake everybody does. It is perfectionism. Most procrastinators I've seen have a similar problem, which is perfectionism. They will always put their standards so high that they can't even reach it. It's impossible for them to do. And having this, they will be ineffective procrastinators. They wouldn't do things on time, and they would procrastinate and soon get a very low grade. So if we try to lower our standards lower and think of it in another way, did I try my best? Did I fulfill all of my criteria? Did I do all the work that I have been doing? Having this answered and then submitting your work, you could create another whole entire routine of procrastination. And it's 2024. Things change so fast every single day. It is so much different than 30 years before. So everybody will connect with each other, share with each other with a contact by using just a phone. Having this, people will talk to each other, communicate with each other just using a phone, no matter what, when, or why. And also, the phone has been created so much rumors, news, and comments. Every time when you open your phone, when you scroll open your social media apps, messages, comments will be flying around bizarrely around your brain, not getting you any chance for you to rest. Well, if the world is changing so fast right now, so rapidly, why don't we control our own inner world? Letting you chill, close your eyes, breathe in, and procrastinate. The world, the society is changing so much. It is unpredictable now, 2024. So don't think that you can even catch up with time or race with 2024. It is impossible for you to do that. People connect with each other so fast every single day. Tasks, deadlines will get faster and closer, forming you into a little box that you can't escape. And having this much pressure, how can you avoid this box that you have created? Procrastinate. As I said before, try relaxing your brain before you do things. Then get the right amount of pressure you need in order to finish your task, and then don't be perfect. Try lowering your standards and ask the 3 questions as I said before. Then, because nobody is perfect. So now, when you are prepared with all of those ideas in the mind and you bared all of my thoughts, now let's enjoy igniting the last minute magic. Thank you.